this feels different, but it's a good difference. You see, the last vacation ride that I did, where we went to the Carolinas and Myrtle Beach, and it was a 10-day vacation ride out of the state of Texas, I was absolutely nervous because I'd had so many challenges up to that point, getting to that point of riding my bike in my own strength out of the state of Texas through 9 states for 10 days. But this right here, this felt awesome because I realized that if I could ride my bike through 9 states for 10 days, I could surely ride my bike to Big Bend National State Park right here in my own backyard. So guys, get ready to experience my Texas. Well, today is the day. We are headed to Big Bend National State Park in Texas. I think it's called Alpine, Texas. Never been before. I'm looking forward to seeing some of my Texas. But we have 2 groups. We did have 3, but we had one of our members. She bowed out gracefully this morning, and so we had to regroup everybody. But there we are. We are ready to rock and roll. Kickstands is up at 9 o'clock, and so we'll be headed out. But in the meantime, in between time, this is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we are going to rejoice and ride in it. So stay tuned, because I hear Big Bend is absolutely gorgeous. I had never been. We also are going to I think it's called McDonald Observatory, yes, for the Star Party, because I hear in that part of Texas at night, it is just glorious. You can see the Milky Way just as clear as you can see your hand. So we're looking forward to that. We got tickets to go see that and hang out at the Star Party. And I don't know if we're going to Uber or we're going to ride our bikes, but should be interesting riding our bikes in the hill country at night. But I'm rolling with it. I'm here for it. So, and you guys are going to be here for it as well. So stay tuned. Should be a glorious fall vacation ride. Peace. What's good, Faith family? It is your girl LA, and this week adventure is taking us to Big Bend National Park. Yes, it is finally here, my series on my Texas, and I'm getting ready to share Big Bend National Park with you guys. This is a fall ride that we did last year. You know, like I said, life be lifing, and so, you know, I'm trying to get these rides, you know, out so you guys can see what it is to ride a Can-Am Spyder on the open road for someone who has always been fearful of doing things like this. But your girl is rocking it. I am so proud of where God has me in this stage of my life. This May, I will be 58 years old. I ain't ashamed to say it. Thank God for it. And, you know, like I said, if someone had told me that I would be riding a bike on the open road, you know, they would have been crazy. I would have thought they were out of their ever-loving mind. But look at God, okay? Don't tell me what faith over fear cannot do, okay? So listen, this little thing right here that this did something a little tricky on the interstate, but and we got separated for just a quick little minute. You see me trying to pass this car, and my husband, who is the sweep, you know, he got back in his position. But you know, this is the interesting thing about when you are going on these vacation rides, you know, out of Texas or anywhere. We always take the interstate, and so it was something that I had to get used to. It was something that I had to build my faith up to do, and to settle into the fact that we're doing this. After a couple of hours of riding, it was time to do lunch, and you cannot do lunch here in Texas without going to the barbecue capital of the world, which is Lockhart, Texas. And so we stopped at the world famous Christ Market, and which is spelled weird, but anyway, that's how it's pronounced. But we stopped at Christ Market for some BBQ. Now, I'm just going to say this. Um, Everybody in Texas think they got the best barbecue. Okay, you cannot throw a rock at a barbecue restaurant without them claiming that they have the best barbecue. And I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm still waiting to find out who has the best barbecue. Okay, because I have not had the best barbecue. We've been in Texas for about maybe 30 years now, plus 30 years plus, and I have not found a place just yet that I'm like, oh my God, they got the best barbecue in the world. Because here's my deal. You can have the best barbecue in the world, but baby, if your sides ain't mashing, if your sides ain't siding, if your mac and cheese ain't on point, your corn, your all the trimmings that should go with mac and if your barbecue sauce ain't saucing, it ain't the best barbecue. And so that's how I judge who has the best barbecue. Do your sides taste good? Do you have sides worthy of saying you're the best barbecue in Texas? So after lunch, yes, your girl had to come up out of that jacket, y'all, because this is Texas and the weather will change quicker than you could blink your eye. And so your girl had to come up out of that jacket. Thank God I brought my lightweight riding armored shirt, and I had to put that on. But on top of that, I had packed my cooling vest and forgot it in the freezer at the house. So it was between me and God on this ride. If it had got really, really hot, I don't know what I would have done, but I just had to suffer for Jesus, and I did. But this jersey, this Bond Armor jersey, really kept your girl cool for the ride, and the ride had to go on. As far as the barbecue, listen, I'm not going to put anybody's barbecue down. I'm just going to say this. I have learned when traveling and going on these motorcycle vacation rides, I just eat for substance, okay? I don't eat for enjoyment because, like I said, it just don't work for me. So I just eat to get some nourishment in my body to feel better, and then once we get to wherever we're going, then we break it down and we decide if we're going to go and have a really nice dinner somewhere. But you know, when we're riding on our bikes and just trying to get from point A to B, it ain't even about who got the best barbecue at this time. What can I get down in my body to make me feel a little bit better so we can get on up the road? But anyway, here we are finally making our way into San Antonio, our first overnight stop, because we wanted to hang out in San Antonio and take in some activities on the Riverwalk, which is absolutely beautiful. If you guys ever come to Texas, make sure you go on down to San Antonio and hit the Riverwalk because it's absolutely gorgeous, especially at night. So we actually stayed in a hotel that was located downtown in walking distance. And so that was really cool because, you know, once you've been doing all this riding on your bike, you really don't want to jump back on the bike and go anywhere else. You really want to stay somewhere where everything is kind of in walking distance, and you bring comfortable shoes. And so if you guys noticed my helmet, your girl learned a lot from that first vacation ride. No, I did not wear my expensive visor on my helmet this time. I put my clear visor on. So if my helmet got dropped, it's easier to replace that than it was that $100 and something, orange blaze visor that I had on my showy helmet. So learned a lot, and you really do learn a lot on these vacation rides. But here we are arriving at our hotel for the night, and it was very, very much needed. You know, like I said, the day had started heating up, and we just wanted to get off these bikes. I wanted to get out of my boots and change clothes, chill out for a little bit, and then we were going to take in some activities on the Riverwalk. So once we got our bikes situated and, we chilled out in our rooms for a little bit, it was time to take in some sights and sounds of the San Antonio Riverwalk. Now, if you are not familiar with the San Antonio Riverwalk, come and check it out because it's absolutely gorgeous, especially at night. It's very touristy. Is that a word? Tourism? Very touristy. Okay. A lot of museums, eateries. There's walkways on either side of the Riverwalk, and you can take these beautiful gondolas, boat rides through the little area as they narrate the history of the San Antonio area and how all of that came to be. And so at night, it's just lit up absolutely gorgeous. Lots of arts and crafts down in that area. Really cool, like I said, cool eateries and restaurants and little shops and boutiques for you to, grab souvenirs and all that good stuff if that is your thing. So we just kind of hung out down there, did some walking, and that's one thing that I've learned. When you're going on these vacation rides, bring comfortable shoes because you do not want to be walking around, trying to sightsee in your motorcycle boots. That ain't cute and it ain't comfortable. But we found our way to this Irish pub. And this was my first time experiencing the dueling piano bar, but we had an absolute blast.
Awesome, very much.
Nice call. Hey, kids, chains, forget the spotlights, hitting something in the gold chain. Well, I can look at it, grab the majestic crowd. Gonna hear the dreams and turn the walls down. The cannon ain't run if you're sitting it, but the soul stays down. Bop, bop, bop. And the jazz. While I'm breathing one of them, oh man, she's a really king. She's got a naked bush, long hair, so she know I read it in a magazine.
Here we go again.
Bop, bop, bop.
Now, let me just be fair. I did have my eyebrow raised when I walked into this dueling piano bar because I did not know what to expect. And I got to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. But once we got started and requesting songs, I had a blast. I even requested my favorite Elton John song. But don't think I let him off the hook, y'all, because your girl, next song that she put up there was, "Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name." And your boy said he didn't have it. But anyway, I had to sneak a little Tevin Campbell up in there. But we had a blast. At least I did. And I could have played this thing all night long, but I didn't have any more cash. And Desmond was looking at me, "Girl, look, this is the first night of the vacation ride. You better pump your brakes." Yep, day 2 is getting ready to get kicked off. And traffic is out there already. But we are, is this one open? Loading up, heading out. So here we are, day 2 of our 5-day vacation ride to Big Bend, which is located in Alpine, Texas. Kickstands up this morning was, I think, 8:30. And so we were trying to, we had to get down the road and we had to do it within that morning San Antonio traffic. So, like I said, I am getting used to all of these things as far as, getting out of my comfort zone and needing to understand how my bike ride. It is imperative that I understand how I ride on my bike, because when we're doing these vacation rides and things of this nature, when they say, hey, we're going to take the interstate in the morning, busy city, I can't say, oh, wait, I can't do that. I should have stayed at home. And that's a whole nother video right there. But, in order for me to enjoy the good ride of faith, I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had to crack down, tighten up my belt of faith, and learn how to ride my bike, learn how to, ride in a group setting, and then learn how to ride on my bike in traffic, and definitely on the interstate. It was something I could not shy away from. And especially if I wanted to go on these vacation rides, whether it was through states or whether it was just, in my neck of the woods. A lot of times when we're doing these vacation rides, we're not taking the backcountry roads or anything like that. We are getting there the fastest way that we can, and that is on the interstates. And so, yes, there's safety in numbers, and and learning how to ride within the confines of the safety that's in the the numbers. You really want to know how to ride in a group setting. And so, especially when we're getting ready to get on these interstates in morning traffic, and let me just say, the road captains that are involved in this group ride, my husband is one. Man, hats off to these guys. Day one, the road captain that organized this particular vacation ride, Mr. Dave, guys, he's a motorcycle cop, okay, retired motorcycle cop. He's been doing this thing for years. I mean, that's what they do. They've been all over the country. And so, it's just an honor and a privilege to ride up under their wings and to ride with them and to learn and to be mentored through them on these types of rides. And I thank God for him, as well as my husband. This dude jumped into, this thing and learned as fast as he can, and I don't mind following my baby anywhere. I will follow this man to the ends of the earth, because that's my dude. That's my forever only. And so, I'm on his behind right here on the interstate. If we gonna do this thing, we gonna do this thing, and if we going down out of this thing, we going down together. So here we are, headed out of San Antonio, making our way to Alpine, Texas. And if you notice behind me, my twin sister who was behind me, we got separated with that little red car. And that's another thing. When you get separated, you just got to ride this thing out. Luckily, we all have our scene of communication. So we were in communication with one another, stay in this lane, ride it out, see if they're going to get over. If not, then we're going to have to, hopscotch, you're going to have to jump in front of everyone to just kind of get back in order. And you can see the little red car has jumped in the lane to exit off, and then you see my twin sister behind me in the blue Can-Am Spider. She's making her way behind me. But these are things that we learn when we are riding on the open road. Pay attention, hold your line, keep your head on a swivel. These are things that I repeat to myself when we are on these vacation rides, especially when we're riding in a lot of traffic. You can see this car coming up on the side of me, and we need to get in that lane. So we always pass from the back to the front. And so you see the Spiders moving over, and then you see now my husband can get over in front of me. But he's not going to get over in front of me until that lane is secure from the back. So we all have communication systems on, and we're communicating. So I don't normally listen to my music when we are in this type of situation. As we begin to settle into the 5-hour journey to Alpine, Texas, to experience the grandeur of Big Bend, a sense of anticipation filled the air. And I couldn't help but reflect on my last vacation ride, because it too was full of wonder, because it was something that I had never done before, traveling by car and certainly not on a bike, specifically a Can-Am Spider. You see, my last vacation ride, it was long, but it was a beautiful journey filled with valuable lessons. As Miss Kavatica and I settled into this trip, I was filled with a sense of eager anticipation, wondering what new lessons and experiences this adventure to Big Bend would bring me. Would the grandeur of Big Bend rival the majestic Grand Canyon with its awe-inspiring vistas? I imagine standing before it, feeling small, yet insignificant and humbled. Just as the Grand Canyon, one of God's many natural wonders, can make one feel. It's a reminder of the beauty and the vastness of the world that we live in. I have said it time and time again, I wouldn't trade anything for the journey that I'm on now. Pushing my faith forward over fear, doing things that I dreamed I would never ever do, but yet I find myself doing them in my own strength, growing as a soul here on this side of heaven, and trusting in a loving Father who has never failed me. I'm excited about this trip to Big Bend because with every vacation ride, there is always a blessing in the lesson.